The yield kill switch. Ethereum developers just submitted EIP-8361, a protocol upgrade engineered to mathematically force consensus staking yields to zero if half the network supply gets locked up. The goal is brutal but necessary. Prevent Ethereum from choking on its own success and turning into a giant, illiquid bond. But the blowback is already tearing the ecosystem apart. To understand why they pulled the fire alarm, look at the current issuance math. The uncapped floor. Right now, about 33% of all ETH is staked, paying a consensus yield of roughly 2.6%. The problem is, the existing issuance curve has a structural flaw. It never actually turns off the incentive to stake. Even if 99% of the network were locked in validators, the yield floor would still hover near 1.5%. Without a ceiling, the rational economic move is for every single holder to stake their assets, bleeding liquidity out of decentralized finance, until nothing is left to trade. The fix changes the rules of consensus rewards entirely. The Tapered Burn. EIP-8361 introduces a tapered issuance burn. Instead of just minting less ETH, the protocol would calculate standard validator rewards and then burn a massive percentage of them before they ever reach the operator. That burn rate aggressively scales up as the staking ratio climbs, hitting 100% when exactly 60.25 million ETH is staked. At that line, net consensus issuance is zero, and validators only earn from transaction priority fees and maximal extractable value. Predictably, credit markets hate this. Decentralized finance operators argue that gutting the base rate destroys the predictability of borrowing costs and punishes solo stakers who rely on predictable issuance to cover hardware expenses. And this reveals a fundamental philosophical pivot for the chain: the real implication. Ethereum is deliberately choosing to defend ETH as base money over maximizing total economic security. By attacking the uncapped floor with a tapered burn, researchers are admitting that too much security is actually an existential risk to the network's liquidity. If the protocol guarantees a baseline yield forever, staking derivatives absorb the entire circulating supply. Ethereum transitions from a transactional currency into a collateralized debt network where nobody actually holds liquid ETH. The implication for developers is that staking yield can no longer be modeled as a perpetual risk-free rate for decentralized finance primitives. For operators, the shift from issuance to transaction fees means validator profitability will become highly volatile, heavily centralizing around whoever is best at extracting value from blocks. This upgrade is currently targeted for the upcoming Higota hard fork. The concrete metric to watch over the next 3 months is how much stake gets pulled from liquid staking protocols as institutions reprice the baseline yield curve. Subscribe for more.